Hello and welcome to CSIR Connect. My name is Localises, and today we are coming to you from the 13th World Conference of Science Journalists hosted here at the CSIR International Convention Centre. This year is especially significant as it marks the first time the conference is being held on African soil. One of the conference organisers, the Science Diplomacy Capital for Africa, an initiative of the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, hosted here at the CSIR, played a significant role in bringing the global event to the continent. Sit back and enjoy the conversation as we learn more about science diplomacy and wide matters. Come with me. Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Klingo, and welcome to CSIR Connect.
Thank you, Nokalo.
To start us off, could you please tell us a bit more about the Science Diplomacy Capital for Africa, as well as tell us about science diplomacy and what it means?
The Science Diplomacy Capital for Africa, or SDCfA as we call it, is an initiative that was started by the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation. It is hosted by the CSIR in partnership with the DSTI and the City of Tshwane. It was launched in 2022, and so in July this year, the initiative turned 3, and it seeks to bring together scientists, innovators, the diplomatic community, international organizations to engage on partnerships in science, technology and innovation for the benefit of South Africa, the continent, and the wider global community. There are 3 key components by some definitions, which is science for diplomacy, which focuses on using science across borders, and diplomacy for science, using diplomatic efforts to foster collaboration across borders as well. And then science in diplomacy, and this is using science to guide or advise policy making, especially across borders. So those 3 components, they form the whole of science diplomacy.
That's really interesting, thank you. So to take it a step further, why is science diplomacy critical for science councils like the CSIR, and how does it help strengthen global partnerships for the organization?
So science diplomacy is critical for science councils in that the main aim, as I said, it is to facilitate collaboration, to bring together various different communities. CSIR, for example, is the largest science council or research and technology organization in Africa, and its activities extend beyond the borders of South Africa. Through efforts of science diplomacy, we're able to reach out to partners across the continent, and they are also able to engage with us on collaboration in scientific work for the benefit of our country and our continent.
Thank you for that, Dr. Klingo.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, Hunadi, and welcome to CSIR Connect.
Thank you, Nokolo, and happy to be here.
So this is a very massive milestone for the SDCfA. Could you please tell us how the SDCfA contributed to securing the conference for Africa, as well as a co-host, what impact do you hope to achieve in bringing this conference to South Africa, specifically to the CSIR ICC?
As you know, SDCfA is an initiative of DSTI implemented by the CSIR together with City of Tshwane as well as other partners in the NSI. So the DSTI hosted the World Science Forum in 2022, and one of the outcomes from the forum was that we need to build capacity within the science journalism space. And from there onwards, we as SDCfA saw an opportunity when Colombia hosted the World Conference of Science Journalists. And we took that opportunity and attended the conference in Colombia, Medellin, and we actually raised our hands during the conference to say that we would like to host the conference, mainly because one, we wanted to sort of build capacity for science journalists, but also expose them to what the conference offers as well. And additionally, we realized that not a lot of African science journalists attend this conference. So we also wanted to sort of bring the conference closer to home to afford most of the science journalists in Africa, attendance and whatever opportunities that come from this conference. So when we were in Colombia, we raised our hand to say that we will be bidding for the 2025 conference. And when we returned, we engaged our local association, the South African Science Journalist Association, and said that we would like to partner with them and put together a bid to basically propose that South Africa would like to host this conference. And when we engage with them, they raised that in the past there have been previous efforts to actually to host this conference in Africa, but they have not been successful. So we saw an opportunity to bring that to Africa, for Africa, and as well as South Africa. So we partnered with the local association, the City of Tshwane, and other NSI partners. We put together the bid, working very closely with the CSIR conferencing and accommodation team, because they were earmarked as the host venue for the conference. And here we are today following that successful bid. In terms of impact, what we are hoping to achieve by hosting the conference here is that we also, as you know, the City of Tshwane hosts, I would say sort of the innovation corridor of South Africa. So you can already see by the CSIR precinct, we have the NRF, the CSIR, the Innovation Hub, and other STI entities around us. So we thought that this would be a perfect space to actually host all of the science journalists and other stakeholders, to expose them to the innovation that takes place within this precinct, as well as just the broader City of Tshwane as well. So we are hoping that some of the science journalists are able to sort of visit or take some tours in terms of some of the innovations that are here within the precinct, write about them, expose them not only to South Africans or Africans, but also beyond the African continent. As you know that, what makes the media, it's all the bad stuff that gets reported. So we are hoping that even the great innovations that are done within the country, within this precinct, can be shared with the world.
Thank you for that, Nadi.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, Engela, and welcome to CSIR Connect.
Thank you, and thank you to the CSIR for hosting this conference and for your lovely staff.
Thank you for that. So the theme for the conference this year has a strong focus on science journalism and social justice. How do you see this theme shaping the conversations and outcomes of the conference?
It's an important theme because so much of what we do as science journalists has an impact on society. And stories that we write about climate and how it influences our environment, on health, it's all about people in the end. And so often what we write actually has an influence on policy, about shaping people's lives and making it better for them, or at least just putting the spotlight on serious issues that need to be addressed. So many of the workshops and many of the sessions focus on that, not exclusively, but that's one of the themes. Social justice is an important part of this conference because it's key to what we do. It's key to what we write and report on, whether it's stories about medical matters, whether it's stories about the climate. It's about people and how to make things better. And we have one session, for instance, where journalists can come and share how their stories have had an impact, have made changes. And I'm really looking forward to that session, where people can share from their experience and teach others how to do it. And many of the sessions we are having will have that as a topic. Interestingly also, an outcome that I would like to see from this conference, it's the 13th one. We have about 60 countries represented. Only 40 of them actually have science journalism associations. And we would really like to see that grow in Africa specifically, and also across the world. And science journalism in its essence is about people, and therefore having strong science journalism associations is also one way of growing social justice movements and information about that.
Thank you for that, Engela.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us today, Lynn, and welcome to CSIR Connect.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's lovely to be here.
So why is it significant that the conference is being hosted in Africa for the very first time?
Okay, it's the 13th World Science Journalism Conference, and we've been wanting it in Africa for a very long time. Science in Africa is just amazing. Our scientists are doing incredible things, but the world doesn't really know about it. Science is changing the narrative about Africa. People are discovering how incredible the research is that's happening here, and it's the science journalists that are telling those stories. So we would have had a science journalist conference in Egypt, and so that would have been the first one in Africa, but then with the revolution they had to move it, and we bid to have one in South Africa before and didn't win the bids. So we're really excited to finally have it here.
Thank you for that. Thank you to all our guests for sharing their insights, and thank you to you for joining us here at the 13th World Conference of Science Journalists. This event marks a very important moment for Africa, for science diplomacy, and the CSIR's role in shaping global scientific collaboration. From the CSIR International Convention Centre, this is CSIR Connect. Until next time, goodbye.